Good morning and happy Easter. As I sit here in my home office looking out on a beautiful sunny day, I'm hoping it warms up a little bit more so I can get out in my garden and do some work. Today I'd like to talk to you about this upcoming Sunday. This Sunday we have the gospel that's very famous, Thomas and his doubt. And Jesus wants Thomas to believe. He wants him to believe like the rest of the apostles. He wants him to believe as he knows that many of us believe, even without seeing him. Why? Because Jesus has a message. He died for that message. That message was that God cares. God cares about all of his creation. From the physical world all the way through to us. Everything. God cares. One of my favorite authors is Abraham Heschel. He's an Orthodox Jew. He's now dead. But I've read almost everything he's written. And one of the most moving and important pieces in my life is when he talks about God's nature. Now keep in mind, Heschel is not a Christian, so his God is the Yahweh of the Old Testament. He talks about God being a God of pathos. Pathos is a fancy Greek word for feeling. It's where we get our word for empathy, empathos. Empathy is the willingness of us to put ourselves in the place of others, to see ourselves in their place, essentially to put ourselves in their shoes. Empathy is what moves us to act, to love, or, as we say this Sunday, to engage in acts of mercy. This Sunday is Mercy Sunday. It's celebrated the Sunday after Easter, the Sunday after our promise of God's love for us, our God's promise that he will see us through even the most difficult times, even our own death, to life everlasting. Mercy can be seen as love made concrete. The way we love is we love through acts of mercy. Mercy is never deserved. It's always freely given. God gave it to us freely. He gives it to us through his grace and through his concern. He gave us his only Son as an act of mercy. Jesus went to the cross as an act of mercy. We're called to be like our God. We teach our children that we are made in the image and likeness of God. And Heschel argues in his writings that image and likeness is to be caring people, to be empathetic people, to be people of mercy. We've seen during this pandemic many acts of mercy. We see it in our doctors and in our nurses, in our first responders, in our mail carriers, in the people who work in our grocery stores, all at risk to themselves, all acts of mercy. If there's any good that has come out of this pandemic, is it has manifested any number of notable acts of mercy. It would be wonderful if those acts of mercy were our normal behavior, our everyday activities. We hear a lot of concern about when will we get back to normal? What's the new normal? I hope and I pray that when we actually do get back to the new normal, that part of that new normal will be an increased incidence of God's mercy played out through the actions of every one of us. In a world that is so much in need of mercy, the only way that people will ever hear of that God of mercy of Abraham Heschel, of Jesus Christ, his only Son, risen from the dead, and believe and be of faith, is through the acts of mercy that each and every one of us show to others. I'll leave you with the thought that God cares, he's with you, and we are called to bring that message to the world today. Have a great day and pray for warmth. I'm dying to get out into the garden. I'll see you. Goodbye.